mark last week with 107 yards. It's the Commanders and the Packers, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
This is such a special place. You drive through the streets of Green Bay, no tall buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Washington Commanders and the Green Bay Packers. Alongside my partner Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And CD, you look at the Packers in this matchup. The bottom line, there are not many defenses in the league that seem up to the task to slow down their ground game. But this might be one of them, and in everything that they have said and done this week, they feel confident that they're ready.
And I like how you set this whole thing up because it comes down to this to me. These first few carries, they're going to be exciting, they're going to be physical, they're going to be battles. Each side trying to establish control in this game.
Season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's going to be out of bounds. Here's the run back. We'll leave him shy of the 20-yard line. So here are the Commanders making their way out. And leading the charge, we get a look at their 6-year quarterback.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Finding room at midfield. And he will step out of bounds all the way down inside the 40. A big play there on the first play of the game. 46 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Russell. Looking right sideline. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 24 yards the gain there. Another first down as well. And defensively, these corners struggled last week. They're struggling again here early on the opening drive.
And you know that was not unnoticed on tape. So when they saw their struggle last week, guaranteed they went right into the game plan, attack them early, see if they're going to play any better, and if not, you keep the pressure on them until things change.
The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Commanders have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Point after nothing game. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year in the NFL now.
And it would be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterback shake-off performances like he had last week. Way too many interceptions. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. Team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
He'll be trying to forget those 3 picks, as you noted. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. 27 yards there, a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Up the middle they go. Newman. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line.
He was brought down at the 45-yard line. 1 yard gain. Brings up second.
On 2nd down, it's Newman. And he's going to be met at about the 43. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Looking to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Newman. And oh, he coughed it up. He was trying to do anything he could to get that final little bit for the first down. Instead, he lost the ball.
Yeah, and he was short of the first down, but not by much. Trying his best, as you noted, to get there. Sometimes that extra effort can cost you.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one. And I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
From the gun on 3rd down, Russell. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Complete to number 22. And 8 yards pickup.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
They will find Winslow on the left side, complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll take this one down to the 36. From the gun on 3rd down, Russell. And this one is incomplete. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And Charles, Miles, he's a rookie. He's put it on the ground once, maybe defensively. Now they're saying, okay, we can get this young buck to cough it up 2-3 times. He's got to be careful here.
Yeah, they do tend to zero in on the young runners because once one comes out, as you noted, you think there's an opportunity for more. This is where you have to get with that guy and say, all right, they're going to come after you, but we believe in your talents. Take care of the football, and let's go.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll drop to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look, 6 DBs. They're going to look to throw.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line.
So here is Washington now to take over.
Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now beginning this drive 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Russell. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see him break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
To throw on 3rd down. Russell. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 39 that time.
Boy, they've definitely come out of the gate smoking here in the 1st quarter. Whatever they've tried to run has worked. And there's another example right there. Game plan is one thing, but how about his accuracy? It's been exceptional.
So now then, the big inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 24 carries, 94 yards, and a score.
And that's 10 touchdowns on the season for him on the ground. And remember our meeting with the coaching staff, they did share with us that one of their goals for the year was for him to get in the end zone at least 10 times. And that ramps up into their bigger goal to try and get 20 overall as a team.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Russell.
And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2. Got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim. And hopefully he'll be kicking extra points instead.
Well, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football, as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Newman, and he powers his way up past the 30.
He's brought down at the 31. A gain of 4 brings up
On play action, they'll throw. And this is caught. Jennings. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Newman. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
at the 49-yard line.
Up the middle they go. It's Newman, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Going up top, and that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Washington offense back out there. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Room here to run. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the C's opened up for him.
And with a guy his size, you have to know defensively that arm tackles aren't going to fly with him. You have to be able to wrap up, or else he can just brush tacklers aside like they're not even there.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. On first down, Russell. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Russell going down the middle, and it's complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 35. A gain there of 21 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
He finds his man, complete. That's Alexander. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Back to throw again. A quick throw, but incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. On 3rd down, Russell. Hauled in left side here by Jennings. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. From the left hash, just a 32-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. They're down a couple of scores, 16-0, as they start things out with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. On 2nd down now, it's Newman. This will be a short. The 22. The Packers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On 1st down, Newman. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
They'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. On now is the Packers punter as he'll come on to kick this one away.
Results, 4th down.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Washington.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Number 17. 1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. To throw on 3rd down, Russell. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Washington going to send out their punter, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession here at their own 33. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Packers pick it up. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. As the offense went on the field to start their last drive, you know they discussed in the huddle. Hey, if we put one in the end zone here, we put ourselves in a position to start making a comeback. Point after try forthcoming. It's good, and that cuts it to 9 at 16-7. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it. Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Looking to throw. Russell looking middle, and that's complete. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts
as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Russell. Over the middle, it's complete.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
And that last throw right there putting him already over 3,000 passing yards now for the campaign.
And given where we are in the season, Brandon, you have to think to yourself, if he stays healthy, I think 4,000 is a given. I think 5,000 is not out of the question if he stays high.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it.
So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top.
As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit. And it's the Bengals who are out in front. A couple of touchdown passes there for Joe Burrow. From there, let's hop over to New England. Check out the Patriots at home in Foxborough. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Carolina Panthers. The Panthers looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And you can see they have the lead over the visiting Tennessee Titans. Jonathan Taylor with a touchdown run. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And their offense has been in top form so far, especially their passing game, as it's helped push them out to this big halftime lead. Meanwhile, for the Packers, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Packers ready to go to start quarter number 3. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
They'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Newman. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here.
First chance for the Commanders offense now as they head out for their opening series of the second half.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. 67 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
On now is the Packers punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because I put them in a tougher spot. You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he's going to have a Commander's first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football. No surprise this offense would be able to convert. They're currently 2nd in the league in first downs, and they pick up one here.
Yeah, not a stat that we talk about a heck of a lot, but it's a vital one. And in this case, it's really vital because what does it do? Keeps their defense off the field, gives them a chance to rest.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
He's brought down at 31. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll go option to the short side. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. Looking to throw. Russell. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And that flag accepted.
The false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. Back to throw here. Forced out to his left. He finds his man, complete. That's Newman. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. They run the counter. It's Newman. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd down, there's the option going left. Now the ball comes loose.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
And this is one of the dangers of letting your quarterback run the football. Now, look, he goes through ball security drills just like a running back does, but most of the time the quarterback swings the ball away from his body, and in traffic, sometimes they forget to protect it.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the tackle, defense.
So roughing the passer penalty and an automatic 1st down.
And that's the mark of a bad team, partner, because that's an easily preventable penalty, but they just didn't take the proper steps to make it so.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did that time for a loss.
Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The commander's going to bring out the field goal unit.
From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
Exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And that'll be incomplete. The Packers on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 7. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Intended for number 18, incomplete. Sets up 4th down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Wide open receiver complete.
And he is going to have a Packers first down as they wind up with a gain of 11 there on 4th down.
They'll look to throw again. And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there, 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Newman.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, they would have gotten a conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Packers unable to pick up the first.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position.
Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Now we got whistles before the snap. Looked like one of the Commanders jumped.
This O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line. He provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
And the defense, they'll spread the field, a dime package here on 3rd and 12.
Off the play fake. Russell. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline.
Personal foul, roughing the passer.
So roughing the passer, and this is a unit, Charles. They hold their breath every time they see their quarterback go down and get hit like that.
Yeah, they understand how important these last couple of months are for this team. They can ill afford to have anything happen to him if they want to accomplish their goals.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Touchdown, Washington.
From 10 yards out.
And the Commanders add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the fourth quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
He'll get that one to Carter, complete. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
To the sideline and incomplete. Brings up a third down.
Out of the gun now on third down. And that's incomplete.
The pass intended for number 18. Incomplete. It's fourth down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first.
And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs.
So that's the second time this game they've given it up on fourth down. They're now 1 for 3 on fourth down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on fourth down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. If they've stopped them 2 out of 3 times, usually you have fourth down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
We'll get this up to about the 44. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory.
90 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. Hands it off out of the gun.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line.
Jennings. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. Now we've got whistles here before the snap, and I believe this is going to be on Washington. And they'll accept that penalty. After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Russell. They will find Winslow. That's complete. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Looking for a slot man, and he's got him. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. 2nd and 3. He finds his man, complete. It's Martinez. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
No one was fooled on that play.
No, lost yardage. You think they should yank that one from the playbook, at least for the time being?
I think what you do is you take it out and you evaluate it next week in practice.
Now back to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Intended for number 18, incomplete. Results, a 4th down.
He'll drop to throw. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain.
Brought down at the 35-yard line. A gain of 4 yards. It's now 4th.
So it's Washington getting the victory here. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.